I am going to talking about infinity. What is infinity? Infinity is something other than number. Okay? Infinity is not a number. It is just an idea. It is the idea of being endless and going on forever. I think everyone have idea of infinity because I have discussed in my previous video countability and uncountability. Please, at first I recommend you see my previous video, then it will be more clear. Okay? That means infinity is a number that's go on forever. One of the most surprising fact of infinity, there were different kind of infinity. Okay? Let's see one example. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so on. This is the set of natural number and this set is countable set, which I have discussed elaborately in my previous video of countable set. So I recommend you please go through this video at first. Other countably infinite set is integer 0, 1, minus 1, 2, minus 2, 3, minus 3, so on. This is also infinity as well, but it is twice big because here many twice element. Okay, but both are the same type of infinity because both can be listed. So those are both countable. And rational number means fraction is also can be listed. So it is also countable. And cardinality of this number is alif naught. And we have discussed in my previous video elaborately. So again I recommend you please see this video at first. Now consider whole number line. If I consider only, this is the number line, only 0, 1, it will be contain rational, irrational both. Here the 0.5, then here 0.25, then 0.235. We cannot list this number. So this is the different type of number. Then German mathematician gives the idea of different type of number. And I have discussed in my previous video why R is uncountable. And please at first see, then it will be clear. And Cantors give the cardinality of R, which is different, which is equal to C. That means continuum number. And other infinite number is 2 to the power C, which is bigger than the C. Okay, now let's see some example of countability and uncountability. At first see one question of CSR Net which has come 2020 in this year. The question is, which of the following set are bijective with R? Option 1, 0, 1 to natural number. Option 2, into 0, 1 Option 3, set of all subset of natural number, and option 4, set of all subsets of real number. And we all of us know the theorem. Sets A and B are said to be equicardinal, whose notation cardinality of A equal to cardinality of B, if there exists a bijection F from A to B. That means when their cardinal number equal, then there exists a bijection. Here bijection with R, and we all of us know the cardinality of R equal to continuum number C. First option 0, 1, 2 natural number, 0, 1, 2 natural number. What is the cardinality of this set? This is the function. That means the cardinality will be alif naught to the power 2. This is also alif naught. Okay. So this is not equal to C. So option 1 is wrong option. Okay. Second, natural number to 0, 1. Natural number to 0, 1. Right? And this is a function. Cardinality will be 2 to the power alif naught. And we all of us know 2 to the power alif naught equal to continuum number C. So this is equal to the cardinality of R. So there exists a bijection with R. Third option, set of all subset of natural number. We all of us know set of R, all subset of natural number is denoted as power set of n, who is equal to continuum number C. This is also equal to R. So this option is also true. And fourth option is most important, set of all subset of real number. And set of all subset of real number is 2 to the power C, who is always bigger than the continuum number C. That means this fourth option is wrong option. Okay? Are you getting my point? Well, let's see one question of SessionNet. Let's see the question. For a set X, let power set of X be the set of all subset of X, and omega X be the set of all function F from X to 0, 1. Then let's see the option. If X is finite, then power X is finite. Second option, if X and Y are finite, then there is 1, 1 corresponds between power set of X and power set of Y. Then there is 1, 1 corresponds between X and Y. Option 3, there is no 1, 1 corresponds between X and power set of X. Option 4, there is a 1, 1 corresponds between omega X and power set of X. We know the theorem. The theorem is sets A and B are said to be equicardinal, with notation cardinality of A equal to cardinality of B, if there exists a bijection A from A to B. Okay. We all of us know power set of X equal to all subset of X, and also know, which I have discussed in my previous video, cardinality of power set of X equal to 2 to the power cardinality of X for any set X, and always cardinality of X strictly less than cardinality of power set of X for all X. Okay. And here the theorem sets A and B are said to be equicardinal if there exists a bijection F from A to B. Since cardinality of x strictly less than cardinality of Px for all x, that means there does not exist any bijection from any set x to power set of x. That means option 3 is right option. Option 3 says there is no 1 corresponds between x and power set of x. That means option 3 right option. Okay, right. And if x is any finite set, that means cardinality of x equal to if n, then cardinality of power set of x equal to 2 to the power n, which is always finite. We know because I have discussed this property elaborately in my previous video. So option 1 also done. If x is finite, then power set of x is always finite. Okay. And option 2 says if xy are finite, then there is 1 corresponds between power set of x and power set of y. Then there is 1 corresponds between x and y. That means if 1 corresponds exists between power set of x and power set of y, that implies there exists always 1 corresponds between x and y. Okay. Let cardinality of x equal to m and cardinality of y equal to n. Okay. Then cardinality of power set of x equal to 2 to the power m and cardinality of power set of y equal to 2 to the power n. Since in the question there exists 1 corresponds between power set of x and power set of y, that means what is 1 corresponds? Image will be always equal. If f of a equal to f of b, that imply a equal to b. This is the 1 corresponds. Okay. That means 2 to the power m equal to 2 to the power n by the definition of 1 corresponds. Okay. And from this line, if we take log both sides, we can write easily m equal to n. Okay. Since m equal to n, that means I have assumed cardinality of x equal to m and cardinality of y equal to n. Since this cardinality is same, from this theorem, this option also right option. Okay. That means there always exist 1 corresponds x and y if cardinality of power x and if there exists 1 corresponds power x and power y, where this must be important notation, x and y are finite. Okay. Fourth option, there is 1 corresponds between gamma x and power x. What is gamma x? Gamma x given f from x to 0 1. Gamma x given a set of all function x to 0 1. Okay. What is the cardinality of gamma x? Cardinality of gamma x equal, we all of us know what is the cardinality of any function, 2 to the power cardinality of x. That means 2 to the power cardinality of x. This is the cardinality of gamma x. And what is the cardinality of power set of x? Cardinality of power set of x equal to 2 to the power cardinality of x. For any set x, here also for any set x. That means option 4 also right option. Since both cardinality same, from this theorem there is always exist one correspond between gamma x and power set of x. Okay, let's see another example of countability. P equal to f such that f belongs to 0, 1 to natural number is a function. Okay, and define wf equal to infimum of fx where x belongs to 0, 1 minus supremum of fx where x belongs to 0, 1. Then which of the following statement is true for the sets where set S1 denoted as f belongs to p, wf greater than equal to 0, S2 denoted as f belongs to p, wf less than equal to 0, S3 denoted as f belongs to p, wf equal to 0. Okay. Option 1, S1, S2, S3 are uncountable. Option 2, S1, S2 are uncountable but S3 is countable. Option 3, S1, S3 are countable but S2 is uncountable. Option 4, S1, S3 are countable but here S2, S3 are countable but S1 is uncountable. Okay, let's see the solution. Here the function p equal to set f such that f from 0, 1 to natural number and wf denoted as infimum of fx where x belongs to 0, 1 minus supremum of fx, x belongs to 0, 1. Okay, this is the wf. First, notice the set S1 equal to set of all member of P such that wf greater than equal to 0. This is the wf. We all of us know supremum of fx always greater than infimum of fx. Since S1 equal to f belongs to P such that wf greater than equal to 0, and since supremum of fx greater than infimum of x, that means wf will be always strictly less than 0. But here given wf greater than equal to 0. So this condition only hold when supremum of fx equal to infimum of fx. That means let us consider supremum of fx equal to 5. Similarly, infimum of fx equal to 5. Okay. Then the value of wf equal to 5 minus 5 equal to 0. That means this will be true when the function fx is a constant function, and since p function f from 0 1 to natural number, so we can choose C Alif naught times. Okay. So since Alif naught is always countable, so S1 always countable. That means option 1 is wrong, because in option 1 says S1, S2, S3 are uncountable. Also, option 2 is wrong. Similarly, now verify option 3 and 4. Okay. Similarly, the set S3 contains constant function because S3 equal to set of all functions such that Wf equal to 0. That means S3 contains also constant function. Okay. Well, that means cardinality of S1 equal to cardinality of S3 equal to natural number. Cardinality of natural number, and this is equal to Alif naught. Okay. So option 4 says S2 and S3 are countable but S1 is uncountable. This option also wrong option. Okay. That means only true option is 3. Now let verify the set S2. What is the set S2? S2 equal to F belongs to P such that Wf less than equal to 0. Here the S2 equal to F belongs to P such that Wf equal to 0. Wf less than equal to 0. Okay. Since less than equal to 0 and Wf since defined infimum of fx minus supremum of fx, this value always less than equal to 0. So S2 will be set of all function. Okay. And how many function? P equal to f from close interval 0 1 to natural number. So cardinality of P equal to Alif naught to the power C. and this also equal to C. So cardinality of S2 equal to C. So S2 always uncountable. So option 3 is countable, and here says S3 is uncountable and S1, S3 are countable. Okay, right.